Right, here's another one of those weird little things that I do. I screwed up the paint on the bonnet because I had some blow through, and then I tried to use thinners, which I've used elsewhere, to remove just the blow through that had happened. But of course the paint that was underneath that on the flame section I'd only done like 2 hours before, so it had clearly not gone as hard as it should have or dried out completely, and it's smudged, so it's a bit screwed up. I'll add a picture in a moment, or maybe I've done that beforehand with the editing. So what I'm going to try and do is paint a spider over that. I'm just going to use silver for the moment, but I'll use either the gold, or because the gold will blend in. When I say blend in, it'll be part of the scallops that I've got, and obviously the gold on the shoulders of the car. But I'm going to use silver just for the moment to see. Actually, that's not right either. Let's do it slightly differently, more artistically, or was that autistically? Never sure which way around I am. Just need a pencil that's not too, that's hard. That's not so hard. To get the basic, what should we call it, shape. So you've got that, and then you've got the head, you've got fangs. These are the scary fangs. And you've got a bunch of legs. They are obviously stylistic only. Something like that to the back. Slightly cocked in, like that. And then these long skinny ones are the ones that are going to be slightly difficult to replicate from the drawing onto the car. So we got that. Another one back that goes out somewhere there, somewhat backward. And then you have a couple of joints up front, like such. Go out there, something like that. Lengthways this way. And then the final ones come out here, and they run something like that. Let's run this position. Let's try it again. Something like that. And then I'll have, possibly, if I can even manage to do it, I'll have a little spider's web. Just a little line that connects it somehow to the tip of that flame. So the first bit's the easy bit. Just do a big fat blob. This brush clearly is not necessarily the right brush, but we'll try. Yeah, my hand's so unsteady, unlike, I don't actually know whether using pinstripe style of steadying is going to make any difference. Even just doing it here, I'm having my doubts whether I should be doing this on the car's bonnet. Silver is definitely not the answer, and I think the gold won't be the answer either, so we'll have to find another colour. Probably black. Okay, so we now have basic 2 blobs that will cover over damage. In fact, not the damage covered over at all. There's a lot more to it than that. And then you've got to do these legs. And the legs, to get them to look right, you need to actually do them almost in a very elongated pyramidal shape. Something like this. Backward. Same there. just shows you when I'm doing something like this, I realize just how good guys are that do pinstriping, that just naturally draw a line without thinking. But it's not without thinking, because they've done that normally for a hell of a long time. You see, I can't do these skinny. They need to be skinny like that. And this is my finest brush that I have. That one's a bit better. You got to sort of just trail it and leave it alone. I struggle with leaving stuff alone. So that's the two there. Then you've got another joint going back there. Somewhere there. And then let's see if we can do very skinny ones again. It's far from even good enough, but it's going to have to just be two chunky ones, slightly thinner ones, the fun part, trying to make them look skinny and a little bit more threatening. That looks alright so far, actually. It's not great. Now, this is the most difficult part in my book. It's these two. There we go. Not too bad. Something like that. How do I do these? Like that. Rand's famous words, leave it alone. I think that is going to have to be good enough. Let me put the paint lid on and leave it the hell alone. Clean the brush. Picture that I drew, the spider. Looks a little bit like a spider, I guess. It'll be hard to walk away without finishing more and more and more.